I just had a really prophetic dream. I'm just gonna say whatever I remember, but I just remember being kind of like in a store, kind of like a warehouse, and I was with some other girls, and I was wondering where, if I got all the stuff, if they gave me all the stuff that I bought. I was all worried about the stuff that I bought. And so I was checking my bag and my receipt, this and that. So then we were just chilling, and I was like chilling in the front of the store, like laying on one of the display racks, like on the bottom, just kind of resting. And then I went to go sit with the other girls that were sitting in the back, way in the back, and then like the back of the warehouse. And then all of a sudden, these guys with backpacks came in, and I don't remember what they did or if they asked us for something. I don't remember. And then he turned around right when they were gonna leave. He turned around and he said, "Remember what I said about the things being in the back?" Or he just said something weird about being towards the back, and like his backpack, like something like weird, like frosty, or like this wind of like weird cold magical something went towards the back door, and then you started hearing something in the back door, and they left, and they looked like travelers. And I was like, oh no. And then I just kind of was like, so we all like kind of got freaked out. And then everybody started like evacuating, and I started to get to leave, and then I was worried about my kids, and so I went to like a little room that I had. It was just like a little room, and I had a little closet, and I saw my coats in there, and I didn't even grab my coat. I was like, in my head, like I'm the type of person, like I want to grab everything, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need this, because what if this happens, or now I need that, because what if that happens. I didn't even grab anything at all. Like, I don't even remember. I probably grabbed a bag of food, or I don't know, I just don't even know what I grabbed. But I didn't even grab my coat. And I just was rushing everybody out. And so I think it was like stages, because it was different rooms. So we went to another room where we were prepping to leave. I believe it was another room. I don't know if it was the same room. But we kind of were taking too long to leave, and next thing, or I had to go back. I don't remember. For the kids, I don't remember, but I just remember remember seeing one of the monsters. I was like, okay, here comes one of the monsters. I heard it like coming through one of the doors. I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? And it came like a little raccoon. And so I was warning everybody, guys, they look like raccoons, but be careful because they're very vicious. And then so I was like, oh no, I thought it was gonna tear me apart, but I was able to grab a hold of it and twist its neck, and it died. And so then I was like, okay, let's go. And then but then another one came, and it went towards my daughter. It wasn't a raccoon anymore, it was something else. And it was weird because it was like some kind of transformative demon. You can tell it, like, I guess you had to have spiritual eyes for it, because you had to see it, because you could kind of see the demon behind it, or a raccoon, I don't know what. But at the same time, it transformed into whatever you struggled with. And for her, it turned into like a bowl of cereal or something. And she was trying to hide it under the covers. And I was like, what are you hiding? And she was like, nothing. I was like, yeah, you're hiding it. I can see it. And and she moved the covers, and it was cereal. Like, get rid of it. Or I don't even know what I said, but I was trying to get her to realize that these demons were illusions, and they came in, and that's when I was understanding what they were. I was like, oh, they're coming in forms of what you your weakness, or what the devil knows was gonna tempt you. And so so I was like, but why did it come in a raccoon? Is it because it like cute animals? Cute little animals. So anyways, and then one came towards me, and I was like, oh no, here comes another one. And I was like, is it gonna be a raccoon, or is it gonna be something else? It turned into a big white board. And then on this white board, a poem started to appear, and it was like a love poem or a love story. And I was just so and I was like watching it go on the board, and I could feel myself get sucked into it. And I was like, oh no, this is one of the traps, this is one of the illusions. And it was weird because it was these illusions you can, you know, in movies when they're magical, like you can see that little glow, or the smoky, like the glittery smoke when something magical happens. Well, that's what would happen around these illusions. And so I grabbed it and I threw it down, and I was like, come on, run. And so we were running, and it almost seemed like we were running towards like a racetrack, and there was different cars, like those kind of like quads, or different kind of off-roading cars. And I saw this guy, and he was in one of them. I was like, I don't care, you guys, jump on it, jump on the vehicle, we're gonna make ourselves fit with this guy. The guy ended up running off, and in my head I thought me and the two kids only made it. So I was like, they know what I'm trying to do here, and if they don't get with the program, they're gonna get left behind. That's what I was thinking. So we took off, but as I was driving, I realized that they did ended up getting on the car, and we were driving down this dark road. It was like a dark highway, and you could see cars going back and forth. And I just remember not having my husband with us. Like, I don't know if he didn't make it or he was too busy doing something else. I don't know. But I just felt bad. Like, my heart felt heavy because he wasn't with us. And I saw cars going back to the other way. So I was like, maybe I can go back the other way. I see other cars doing it. Maybe I have a chance to go back and get him. But I was like, no, he knows what he's doing. He'll find his own way. I think I was like thinking something like that. And then so I'm on this dark road, like this dark highway. There's very few cars on the streets. I don't think they really recommended or wanted anybody driving cars that have gas for some reason. I don't know. And so here we are driving, and I just remember the highway going, like, looking ahead, and the where we were at that point when I saw the road was like on a hill, and we're kind of going down, but then there was like another little lower hill, and then like but up on the right was a little lit up city, because it was night, so you can see the lights. So it was like a little lit up city, and but it was still dark everywhere, but you can still see the lights of the cars and the lights of the city. Not bright like you see now, but a few lights. And so next thing you know, we get to this safety place, and we're all kind of like settling in, and then I see my husband, and I was like, oh great, he made it. But then like something embarrassing happened, and I didn't realize that my kids were watching, and I was like, oh my gosh. But then the day came, and this lady was reading what seemed like the Bible, but it didn't sound quite right. Like, it didn't sound like the Bible. So, whatever she said it out loud, and then she stopped. And so it sounded like a scripture, but it wasn't. So I kind of snuck around her and went to see the book she reads, and I saw that book. And I was like, oh no, it was just a whole nother religion that was not very good. And I was like, oh no, I was like, we gotta get out of here. Like, they're gonna eventually throw us out, or something's gonna happen when they find out, like, we're real Christians. So get whatever you have and let's leave. And I think, I can't remember, but I think that's it. I woke up and I just remember recalling the whole dream, and I was afraid. I was kind of scared. It kind of shook me. The part that I knew made it a prophetic dream the illusions and the not grabbing my coat, because I remember scripture that says, when you see these things start to happen, run for the mountains. Don't even if you're on the rooftop, don't even grab your cloak. Just run, just go. And I feel like we're there. We're at that timeline. It's very scary because there's a lot of false religions. There's a lot of illusions that people are getting caught up in, whether it's something romantic, whether it's food, whether it's whatever's distracting you and keeping you away from God. Like, get rid of it, chuck it to the side. And it's not worth your salvation. It's not worth getting left behind for. It's gonna be terrible days in the tribulation. It's not like, I don't know the full interpretation of this dream, but whatever I do understand, I know that it's not good, and time is so short, and we are at the very end. I know this for sure. We all know, all of us Christians all know that this is the end. I just want people to get rid of whatever is causing them to stumble, whatever is causing them to hindering them from being saved. It's hard because we have loved ones that need salvation, and if you don't tell them about Jesus, if you don't set the example, if you're not praying and fasting, if you're not constantly, sharing the gospel, and sometimes you feel awkward and you just don't want to feel like this religious person constantly ramming them about God. Just think about this person. Will they get the mark of the beast? Because they're not going to want to starve. They're going to want to go get gas. They're going to want to go to the store. They're going to want to feed their children. You don't want them to get left behind, because they're going to probably end up making a choice that you don't want them to make. You're the only hope that is going to keep these people from hell and these people from getting the mark, or even getting left behind and having to get their head chopped off, or whatever they're going to do to Christians or people that don't want to get the mark. You have to be so worried. You have to be frightened. If you knew someone was destiny was to end in the fire, you would do everything and say everything and warn them, and I'm sure people in hell would have wished that you bugged them until they said, okay, I'll get saved. I'm sure they all would agree that they would wish that somebody was there constantly warning and telling them about until they finally get saved, and warning them about that place of eternal torment. And so I just wanted to share that dream